Alright guys, I'm gonna be going over how to create a rock, paper, scissors game. This one is a little harder than the dice roller game that I made previously. So it will be using the random class again, but it will also be referencing a lot more harder concepts. So if you're having trouble with it, then let me know. Other than that, let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is create a new Python file again. Let's just name this RPS for rock, paper, scissors. And we want to import random again. So first thing we would do is import random. And now basically we're going to make a game where the computer will generate a random rock, paper, or scissors, and we will respond with and we will input a rock, paper, or scissors, which, well, yeah, and then it'll show the results of the game. So to get started, we're gonna I'll write notes along the way so you know what I'm doing. I'll explain it like verbally as well, but the first thing I'm gonna do is I'll make a comment. You have to make these comments. These are just so that you know what I'm doing. So we're gonna create a list of random options. So we're gonna do this by making a list. So let's just name it computer. So actually no, let's just name it opt for options. So opt equals three options: rock, paper, and scissors. So three options are rock, paper, scissors, and now we need to make the actual computer, the person we're playing against. So we're gonna make assign a random option to the computer. So we'll name this computer. That's why I didn't use computer earlier, because I wanted to use computer for this. So computer equals opt and random dot rand int 0 2. Now if you saw the dice roller program, then you'll know what that does. But if you didn't, then basically what random.randint 0 through 2 does is it references the random class, which we imported over here at the very top, and it pulls out the function .randint from the random class, which will give you a random integer. Integers are any number, like any whole number, and it'll return a random integer between 0 and 2. So what this will do is when this part runs, it'll give us a number 0, 1, or 2, and that number will reference back into the opt list over here. So if it gives 0, let's say let's say it doesn't give this, let's say that the random.randint gives a 0, then it'll reference rock. So if I do print computer and right click and then click run, then it'll give me rock. If I do 1, it'll give me paper, and if I do 2, then it'll give me scissors. However, I don't want to make it a set value, or else that'll be boring. We'll win every time. So what we will do is create a random value to put inside there. So when we right click it right now, let me print computer. Let me right click it. It'll give scissors right now, but if I do it again, it'll give it's giving scissors over and over again. That's just coincidence. Now it'll give me rock. It'll give me rock again. It'll give me scissors. Give me paper. Okay, scissors again. Give me paper. Paper. So yeah, it'll give us a random of those three options. So that's why I did that. And then right now, we're also gonna make our player variable. We're just gonna name it player, and then player, and then we'll just say none. None. So what we're gonna do is while player equals none, And then basically what this while loop will do is while our player, like the name of our player is none, or not the name, but like the string inside of our player variable is none, it'll start running our code inside of here. So we're gonna make player equals input, and then what will you pick? So basically this part will prompt us, the player, to choose either rock, paper, or scissors. So and then once we type something back into here, it'll change the value of player to rock, paper, or scissors. So let's do, so here as an example, let me print player. So when I right click, it says what will you pick? If I type rock, then it'll give rock. But then since player now equals rock, it'll end the while loop, and then so it'll stop the code right there because that's the end of the code. However, we don't want it to end right there. We want to play a whole game with the computer. So what are the different scenarios where we win? So first, let's think about when we tie. When we tie, there's only one scenario, when we have to, when me and the computer have the same option. So if to do that, we write if, because like if this happens. So if player equals computer. So basically this means if my option, which I inputted right here, is the same as the computer's option, which we generated up here. If the player is equal to the computer, then we print tie. Simple as that. It's pretty easy. However, if we sorry, I blinked out. Now let's think about the other cases. What are the other cases? The other cases are we pick rock, paper, or scissors, and we win/lose. Right? I mean, that's the only things that can happen. We either pick one of those three, and then if it's not the same, then we win or lose. So what we will do is write elif. Elif basically stands for else if. That means if this didn't happen, if player and computer are not the same, then we will run this. We will do this. So elif player equals rock, because we're gonna look at the first scenario where we picked rock, and then we're gonna look at see if we win or lose. So if player picked rock, now when will we win as rock? We will win if the computer is using scissors, right? So basically, all we have to do is type if rock, or sorry, if computer equals scissors. Sorry, I meant if the computer is using scissors, not if the player is using scissors. So if computer equals scissors, then print you win. And or we can add a little message like rock beats scissors. Else, basically else just says in any other case, else print you lose. Paper beats rock. The reason we did this is because so you'll notice here that we don't check if rock equals rock, because we already checked up here. So if rock equals rock, then we already printed tie. So now we just have to check if player equals rock and computer equals scissors, and player equals rock and computer equals paper. So now, honestly, like what we can do is we can just copy and paste. We copy that and then paste it, and then we can paste it again. Except just change what's inside of here. So here, let me space it out. So what's the second scenario? When player equals paper, right? So if player equals paper and computer equals, when do we win? Rock, right? Then we can write you win. Paper beats rock, because paper will beat rock if the computer is rock and we are paper. However, we will lose if computer is scissors. So we'll replace here, you lose. Scissors beats paper. And in the last case, where we're scissors, if computer equals, when do we win? Paper. Then you win. Scissors beats paper. However, if computer equals rock, then we lose. So rock beats scissors. Now, what if, I'll remove the spacing here. What if the person doesn't input rock, paper, or scissors and just puts in something completely random, like apple or banana? Then we can also check for that. We'll just check. What we can do is, if the player's input doesn't equal scissors, paper, or rock, or what the computer's input equals, which will be one of those three, then we can print please check your input and try again. Simple as that. Then it'll just not do any of those and it'll print that, and then what we can do is set the player equals to none again, and then the computer, we can regenerate it to another integer. Sorry, not t, out. What this will do is it'll set the player back to none, and then the computer back to a completely random number, or a completely random option, rock, paper, or scissors. So let's try the code. So if we right click and we click run, then it'll say, what will you pick? Rock. Tie. So that means that the computer also picked rock. Now what will I pick? Paper. You and paper beats rock. That means the computer picked rock again for some reason. Computer kind of sucks, but scissors. You win. Scissors beats paper. That means the computer chose paper and I chose scissors. Now if I say like apple, then it'll tell me to check my input and try again, and then I can try again. And what we can, one more thing that we can add is an end code. So right now we checked if all of our inputs are rock, paper, scissors, or something random, right? But we can also check if player equals end. Then that means we can just break. What break does it'll take us out of the while immediately. Like right there, it'll just take us right out of the loop, and then the program will just completely end. So if I right click and I run again, stop and rerun, then I pick rock, paper, scissors. Wow, this is so fun. Oh my goodness. And then apple doesn't work. Now if I click end, it'll end the code, and the code is over. So yeah, that's basically it. If you enjoyed, please let me know, and if that was too confusing or there was a problem with the code, then also let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching.